My last question has to do with The Last Dance. I'm sure you probably watched a little bit of it on ESPN. I'm a Chicago guy, so I have to throw that plug in there. I was a Bulls fan growing up, and I was a little young to remember the first three championships, but the last three come into a distant memory. So I guess I just wanted to get your take on it. What was your take on the Bulls dynasty, Jordan's mentality, anything that stood out to you with that documentary?
Well, obviously, um, I think Michael Jordan is probably the best player of all time. Uh, I jokingly, well, not jokingly, I really think if Zion continued to work hard, that one day we could possibly say, he's in that circle too. But the thing I like about Jordan is that even though athletically he was so good, his approach and preparation to the game was matched by no one else. And when you want to win like he wanted to win, it's just it's good to know that there's people out there like Jordan that want to win to the point where uh, he's going to work so hard himself and also hold his teammates accountable, uh, so that they could get to the level that he's at. And the thing that I found that was great, to know, and it's been my philosophy all along, but it was good to hear him say it, is that when you understand how to win games, um, you let other people play it, and then you just do what you need to do at the end to win it. And that's, Jordan always found a way to win it at the end.
He sure did. And yeah, it obviously capped off the Bulls era with the final shot, and he, well, not even the final shot, the steal at the end, and pretty much the last minute he controlled it. And it was obviously really cool to hear him talk about a lot of those experiences, that time. And I think the one thing that stood out to me, the big quote was, I think it was at the end of episode 8, was, said, "Man, uh, people call me a tyrant and too controlling, but it's like, well, then if you think that, you've never won anything, because I'll do whatever it takes to win." And I think that just kind of sums it all up on who he was, and what his goals were.
Yeah, the thing with Jordan, and it's like this with every good player, and I coach my kids with the same mentality is, don't ask me, and as a player, I never did this, but don't ask me to do something that you're not doing. And Jordan only asked his teammates to do stuff that he was already doing. And, if that ball was on the floor, flopping around on the floor, Jordan would dive down there to get it. And if his teammate didn't do it, then he's going to say, "Why didn't you get that ball?" Uh, and his teammates got to know, well, Jordan does stuff like that. So, the thing I think that most players hate and most people hate is you asking me to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. And Jordan never did that. And that was one of the reasons I think Chicago was so successful. And it didn't matter who the players were. They were all, as long as they all bought into that philosophy that you do your job and you do your job well to a level of excellence, then we got a chance to win another championship.
Yeah, no, everyone really kind of knew their role, and they were able to execute it to near perfection. And obviously 6 and 8 years, however you want to look at it, I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, in at least this type of era. So
Yeah.
it was cool to relive those memories, and it seems like it was a nice outlet for us, obviously, when we're not watching live sports. So
Yeah. Yeah.